and if you're new here, this is an introverted lifestyle channel. So if you are into things like book reviews, crafting, writing videos, decor hauls, TJ Maxx, Marshall's hauls, Dollar Tree hauls, beauty hauls, all the hauls, or crafting, I don't know if I said that already, basically anything that I would consider introverted lifestyle, then I hope that you will give this video a like and that you will subscribe and stay around and that we can have some fun conversations about things that I love that hopefully you love too. So again, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to be notified, and let's get on to this book review. Hey friends, Jen here with a book review for you today of Half-Life by Jillian Cantor. This book, I don't remember ordering it. I think I actually requested it, a copy from the publisher, which the publisher is Harper Perennial. And I really enjoy historical fiction, and I've always been fascinated by Marie Curie, which is who this story follows. So, Jillian Cantor is a USA Today bestselling author of In Another Time, The Hours Count, Margot, and the Lost Letter. So, she regularly writes historical fiction, and this book also provides, like book group discussion questions in the back. But the premise of this is really what caught my eye. So, the premise is Marie Curie, and if, she had a childhood sweetheart. So basically this opens on her deathbed, and the childhood sweetheart comes to visit her. And if you don't know, Marie Curie, died from, basically radiation poisoning because of all of her work with radium and not fully understanding, I don't think, the dangers of it before, you know, she could do anything about it, essentially. So a childhood sweetheart visits her on her deathbed, and basically the whole story after that opening scene is, what if she had married him instead of going to Paris? So Marie was actually, I don't know how to say it because I actually am part Polish, but I still don't know how to say it. I don't know if it would be pronounced Maria or Marya. It's M-A-R-Y-A, and then her Polish last name. And so I didn't even realize Marie Curie was from Poland. I don't know why, if I had been taught that and it just didn't stick with me, or if I hadn't been taught that. But she basically like would have stayed in Poland because her childhood sweetheart chases her to the train when she's about to go to Paris and asks her to stay and marry him. So this childhood sweetheart's name is, and this is like, you know, within historical fiction, within a story like this, there's actually elements of truth. And in the author's note at the end, she does say like what parts she fictionalized and what parts were known to be true. And I mean, besides the general knowledge truth that we know about Marie Curie's scientific discoveries, her winning of the Nobel Prize and things like that. But basically, the chapters alternate between this childhood sweetheart Kaz, and Marie's actual life, where she does go to Paris to study and meets Pierre Curie and all of their discoveries together. In his untimely death, which I kind of spoiled myself because I don't know if it's public knowledge about how he dies and when he dies, but it really wreaks havoc on Marie's life. So the chapters alternate between Maria and Marie, so Polish Maria and then Marie in Paris, and it's very interesting, like, to see the overlaps and to see how like one choice makes someone, you know, makes like how one person's choice affects other people's lives. And so like, who ends up going to Paris instead of Maria, and how does Maria feel having chosen to stay with Kaz versus like Pierre and Marie actually had like a very vibrant love, whereas like Maria's love is very slow and steady and comes with its own set of problems. I really love this. It's the fastest book I've read besides an audiobook in a really long time. It's really hard to put down. It's got historical fiction, romance, science, of course, and it was just really intriguing. A lot of it takes part around like the turn of the century into, you know, World War I and Marie's contributions to World War I, and then kind of fast forwards to back to her deathbed. So it opens on her deathbed and kind of ends on her deathbed. But you know, it's just intriguing, and if you like string theory or speculative fiction as well, I think you would really enjoy this book. I gave it 5 stars. This book, I enjoyed it so much. I cried at some scenes, even though I looked up and kind of spoiled myself regarding Pierre's death. When that actually happened, I was super upset. Some triggers. So I also used, in addition to Goodreads, I used Storygraph, which I've mentioned before. So on Storygraph, you can do content warnings, triggers, and things like that, and you can wrap text in, so if you have spoilers and things like that. So some triggers are obviously death. There's some infidelity. Is that what it's called? Like when someone cheats on you. There's some of that. There is cancer and miscarriage are like the big triggers. There's a little bit about war, because I did not know, like, why didn't I know this, that Marie Curie had made like a portable x-ray machine, and her and her daughter did a lot of service during World War I right on the battlefield, which I find mind-blowing. And I feel like my education on her was, and maybe I just wasn't really into science, but I feel like my education on her was like really skirted around. I'm not sure when I learned about her. I don't know if it was just in relation to chemistry, or if I learned about her, like I knew she was, I thought she was French, so I had no idea she was Polish. So I don't know if I learned about her through my French class, because I took French for many years. But anyway, I digress. This story was so good. You can find my review on Goodreads, you can find my review on Storygraph, but I think I got this copy from the publisher. It was just like, it was from the publisher, but with nothing else, and I don't remember like if I requested it through something. So if I did, I want to thank Harper Perennial, which is an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers, for sending me this book. This review is totally my honest review. I love it so much. It's actually making me really look forward to reading another book called The Other Einstein, which is about Einstein's first wife and some of her contributions to relativity. And I love science, and I wish I had loved science when I was younger, and I wish I had loved history when I was younger. I liked history a little bit when I was young, but I feel like my appreciation for it now that I'm older is just way different. The writing of this book is super easy. It's really concise, not superfluous sentences, so it reads really well and really fast. I did mark the pacing on Storygraph as medium pacing, because there are like, you know, ups and downs and things like that, but the chapters, like I'd say, okay, I'm going to read one Maria chapter and one Marie chapter, you know, like a set, and then before I know it, I've read like 6 total chapters. So this book really sucks you in. Like I said, if you are a fan of historical fiction, science, romance, it's not super romancy, so if you're just like looking for romance period, then don't bother. But if you like a little bit of romance in your story and like a love story in your reading, then I recommend this. If you like speculative fiction and like multiverse theory, which I'm a big fan of, you know, like that when you make a decision, perhaps all the alternatives to those decisions play out in different universes, and that's kind of what this is. And so it's intriguing just to see, like, does someone else discover radium instead, or who, you know, like there's just so much overlap between like Maria's child versus another person in Marie's life, and it's really cool. It was done really well. I like all the author notes at the end to just set any record straight for parts that may have been imagined conversations or things like that that just like needed to be there to move the story along, and that we don't have actual historical record as of having taken place. Her inspiration in the book discussion part was really interesting as well. I just highly recommend this book. I've been trying to read more of like women's fiction, adult fiction, so I really enjoyed this. Some other book reviews. I just started, Jen DeLuca wrote a book called Well Met. You can find that book review. It's about Ren Fair, and it's really lighthearted. Summer romance. You can find that book review on this channel. I'm actually just reading the second book in that now, which is called, I'm mixing them up, Well Played, I believe, because the third book coming out in fall is called Well Matched, I think. I'm getting it all mixed up, but so you can expect a book review from that. I just started that last night. I plan on reading The Other Einstein. I'd like to read a book called The Witch, I think it's called The Witch of Persimmon Road, is another one that's on my soon TBR. And then I have People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. So I'm a big fan of Emily Henry, more so in her speculative magical realism books like A Million Junes. You can find reviews for a bunch of those on this channel, or The Sky That Fell on Splendor. And I know I'm missing one. I don't know why. I believe there's 3. But I'm a big fan of hers. But I also read her other contemporary summer romance that was actually kind of sad. I read that one last summer, and there's a review for that, and I'm totally blanking on the title for some reason. If I remember to link those videos down below, I will, in case you're interested in checking out those book reviews. But this book, this Half-Life by Jillian Cantor, 5 stars, really enjoyed it. Marie Benedict, who wrote The Other Einstein, actually provided praise for this book, or like a review of this book. So I think that because I like this one, I'm definitely going to like that one. So those are just some of the book reviews you can expect on this channel in the nearest future. I might do a writing video because I just re-edited my NaNoWriMo, and I have to finish my 3rd House of Snakes book, which is called Princess of Darkness. So I wrote to 50K because I've been sick in November and then stopped at 50K. So I just edited all that so I could see what plot lines I need to tie up. So maybe I'll do a writing video as well. I have bunches of beauty videos coming up and some crafting videos. I have all sorts of things in the works I'm pretty excited about. I've been really inspired since changing the vibe of this channel and the direction of this channel, and hopefully it's leaving you inspired too, and hopefully you're having fun. If you have read any other books by Jillian Cantor, please, I don't even know if I'm saying her name right now that I've said it a bunch of times, but if you've read any books by her, drop a note in the comments and let me know if you have a recommendation, or let me know your historical fiction recommendations as well. I am all about, you know, reading more historical fiction because I've really enjoyed it, especially turn of the century books I very much enjoy. So yes, I highly recommend this if you enjoy historical fiction as well. So that's all I have for you today. In the meanwhile, stay introverted.